My name is Gwen House. I work with the Cleveland SCORE chapter, and I will be introducing Lindsay McKee, who will be performing or presenting the webinar. But before we get started, I just want to give you a few words about SCORE for those of you who are not familiar. Okay. So, the important thing to know is that SCORE is here to help you at whatever stage you are in with your small business, whether you are just thinking about starting a small business, you are already in the midst of it and you're running into issues, or you're thinking about growing and expanding, or if you are at that point where you're ready to move on, you're ready to retire, or or sell the business. We're here to help you at any of those stages. And just so that you understand that SCORE understands, because of our mission, which is to foster vibrant small business growth, that we understand that small business drives our national economy big time. Yeah. It's responsible for about 30% of the jobs, or actually about 60% of the jobs that are created. And it's about 44% of the US economy. Small businesses actually drive our economy. Here's a page on statistics. I'm just going to move past this, except to let you know that SCORE has 10,000 volunteers throughout the country. And you actually, through our website, have access to all of those 10,000 volunteers, especially if they have a certain skill set that that you're looking for, a very specific skill set. You're going to find that skill set among those 10,000 volunteers. This just talks about the communities that we work with, and want you to know that SCORE signs a code of ethics every year. Every SCORE mentor signs this code of ethics. Two things to understand is that we do not charge for our services. And the other thing is that anything you share with SCORE is confidential. This is a picture of our website, which we just revamped a few years ago, and it's fantastic. It is a great source of templates, say, like for a business plan, or developing your cash flow, financial statements, etc., as well as for finding the current workshops. Primarily, though, you'll be able to find a mentor to work with you from the website. Okay, so I'm just going to move on here. Here's, if you want to snap this picture, and this will be in the recording that we will be sharing with you in a day or so after this webinar is completed. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lindsay McKee. And I want to tell you all, you're in for a treat, because not only is she extremely knowledgeable about this subject, but she presents this material in such a way that you will be also entertained. So I'm going to stop sharing and turn it over to you, Lindsay.
Thank you so much, Gwen. She's being very kind. Apparently, I just gave her a tiny heart attack because I showed up exactly at 7 o'clock. So thank you very much, Gwen, for hanging out and for setting us up tonight. For those of you who are already participating, the chat is our friend tonight. So I have the chat window up, and I am a big, big fan of actually talking to you during the workshop. I know that we can't like have a real conversation, but I don't care. I want to I want to hear, I want to see, I want to know what's going on. So what I am going to encourage everyone to do right now is in the chat, I want you to, in addition to telling us where you're from or where you're at, I'd love for you to tell us about your business, because basically, if you're here and you want to know about getting online or getting your business online or getting your business online via video and getting it onto your website, you have a business. And so what is that business? What are you up to? Go ahead, share it with us in the chat. And no one is immune. I want everyone to do it because it really helps me to give really good examples of what it is that we're talking about. So I'm a big fan of show and tell. I will be pulling up YouTube. We are going to talk about what types of videos you can use, how to put those videos like on your website, what to do, what that looks like, all that jazz. And I'm actually going to use Score as an example because Score does a really good job of having a YouTube channel that they actually put the content up and they use it in a variety of different ways. And so you guys are going to learn a lot. So who are you? Where are you from? And what is that business? Thank you, Eric. And a bunch of you, like I said, you've already been doing it. So go ahead, keep it coming. Tell me all about yourselves. I want to know your life story. And I also want to know, because I want you guys to be able to network with each other. Sometimes I have the answers and a lot of times you guys do too. So if you put it in the chat and you talk about yourself a little bit, it makes it easier for everyone to know, like who are the people in the room who are resources for each other. So go ahead. We're people from all over the United States, and there might even be people here are not in the United States right now. I know we have people this far away from California, as close as there's other people in Northeast Ohio here. We got people in Tennessee. We got people in Naperville. So where are you at and what is your business? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I got a lot of stuff to cover. So here I am. Hi, I'm Lindsay. It's nice to meet you. I am your Grow with Google digital coach. No matter where you are in the country right now, I am your personal coach right now. I am also a founder and a CEO of a business. I actually run this business called Certified Marketing Pro. I am out in the internet right now on a regular basis trying to help small business owners learn about marketing stuff from the perspective of a professor. Like I teach marketing, but I also do marketing, and I also have several marketing certifications. And what I'm doing for you guys tonight is basically what I do for a living, which is to help to translate all of these complicated business things into like super simple terms so that everyone can do it. Very important to me. So if you want to follow along on that journey, it's completely free. You can follow me on LinkedIn. That's what that QR code is for. Or you can just look me up by my name. It's just the same name you see there. I'm mostly posting on LinkedIn to tell people about what they can do. How do you build a brand? How do you do a SWOT analysis? How do you like use psychology to market to people? Like all sorts of stuff. We're talking about all that stuff over on all the platforms. And video is my number one method of content. So again, we're going to talk about how to use video because it's just a part of what we should all be doing. Now, today we're going to be talking about video. We're going to be talking specifically about YouTube. Now, we could be talking about TikTok. We could be talking about any number of other types of video content, but we're not talking about any of those because as much as all of those other places are really great, one of the things that YouTube remains is a platform for discovery because people still use YouTube to find things. People are using TikTok to be entertained and to entertain people. People are using all of the other video platforms. Instagram is like an impression platform. Like if you want to aspire to something, if you want to relate to people, TikTok is Instagram is a really great place for that. And there are some platforms that are way, way, way better at discovery. And YouTube is just it. YouTube is the second largest search engine to Google. Like literally, it is the second largest platform for people to search content out on. And so we want to, if we have a business, we want to have our business content on YouTube so that people can find us and discover how we can answer their questions and solve their problems. So very, very important for us if we are trying to get our businesses out there, especially if you're just starting. I know a few of you actually put in the comments that you are not started your business yet, or you're thinking about it, or you're just getting started. YouTube is a place to be, right? There's so much engagement, and a lot of people actually plan their purchases around things that they're purchasing or seeing on YouTube. So very, very important. We're going to talk about, and I'm not just going to talk. Like I said, we've got 45 minutes, and I'm going to show you as much as I possibly can. So we are going to talk about creating a YouTube channel. We're going to look at how to actually get the content up onto the platform, what that looks like for different businesses and different business models, how to promote those videos. I'm not going to talk about ads in this workshop, but I am going to talk about all the other ways that you can promote your videos. So let's get started. Creating a YouTube channel is not hard. I should say, it's not complicated. It's actually pretty easy, but it has a lot of steps. So let's talk about what those steps are. And then maybe if you guys are brave, I would love for you to like walk along with me and do these things. So if you are, I love that spiritual counseling, if you're doing a lot of stuff and you're trying to get your videos onto your website or improve the videos that you're working on, let's start by having a YouTube channel that makes complete sense to anybody who shows up for, for like content. They search us, they find us. We want our YouTube channel to make sense. So that said, the first thing you're going to do is log in. Now, as someone who does this for a living, I will tell you the biggest mistake that people make with their YouTube channel is that they don't think hard enough about which email address they're going to use to set up their account. So I'm going to make this very simple for you. I just typed this in YouTube score. I'm an internet human. So like I type in I'm always in YouTube. YouTube is literally the first thing I do every day. Some people open up Instagram. I don't even open up my phone, and I am on YouTube every morning because it's where all of the fun information that I like. I love getting information first thing in the morning. So anyway, here is the YouTube. This is the YouTube I use every day. This is the YouTube for my business. Now, since I am in here, I want to point out when I say this is not the YouTube I use every day, I really mean it. If we click over here, you can see that it says my name there. And then if I go to switch accounts, it has an entire list of YouTube channels, a list. That's because I manage YouTube channels for a bunch of other people. I don't just manage my own channel. I have channels that I manage for other people. Now, with that, the content for those channels varies wildly, and that's the reason why there are so many. So these are not all Lindsay's channels. These are channels that I manage for other people. But I'm going to go to a channel that actually has some content on it so that you can see. Let me see, which one do I want to go to? I'll go to this one. I think this one has content on it. If it doesn't, then we'll find out in a second. So the reason why I say you want to know what email address you're logged into is because I am currently logged into 3 different email addresses with YouTube. 3. If you don't know which email address you're logged into, it could make it virtually impossible to find your channel later. So some of you are thinking, oh, well, I have to have a professional email address. Hey, Carolina, I have to have a special email address just for YouTube. No, you do not. You can use whatever email address you already use. So whatever Gmail address you're using, whatever email address you're using for your business, it doesn't matter. You just need to know which one you're using for your YouTube channel. So my encouragement is for you to use the same email address you use for your Google business profile. If you have a Google Workspace account, use that email address. Whatever one you're using for everything else, use that email address. Because if you don't, again, it makes it likely that you'll lose it, like forget which email you're using. And for all, Sydney, thank you very much. Great question. Do not, this is a bend on Sydney's question. Should I use a business email? Do not, under any circumstances, use an email address for a business you do not own. That is my big, big caveat. So even if, let's say you are a nonprofit organization and you work for the nonprofit and they want you to start a YouTube channel for the nonprofit, don't start the YouTube channel for the nonprofit using your email address at the nonprofit. I know, that just sounds crazy, right? It's for business, it's for work, it's your work. So this is the reason why, because if for some reason, any number of things can happen, your website provider could cancel your domain and then you don't have access to that email address anymore. And if you don't have access to that email address anymore, you lose access to that YouTube channel. So part of the reason why I'm like, maybe you should use a business, maybe you should not use a business, really just use a Gmail address. Like, I don't really care which one you use. Just use something that essentially won't go away if a business closes, if you lose a job or whatever. And for goodness sake, if you are starting a business, do not do any of this with your work email from your 9 to 5. This is not about fraud or stealing resources or any of that. It's because if you quit tomorrow and you lose access to that email address, you will not have access to any of your resources that you're creating for this business. So absolutely just use any old generic email address. So any old Gmail address, just make sure it's the right one. Now in here, it says create a channel. This sounds like it's going to be simple, but as you see there, when I open this up here, it does not have the words create a channel. Like, they are nowhere to be found. I'm looking, I'm scrolling, I'm looking, it's not here. If for some reason you already have a YouTube channel, it's not going to be there. It's not going to say create a channel. So what you need to do is go to the channel switcher. The easiest way for you to do that is to type in channel switcher. Let me type YouTube. Yes, so channel switcher YouTube. Now, there is someone who took advantage of the fact that the channel switcher is the answer and actually created a YouTube channel switcher YouTube channel. So just ignore that. Ignore the YouTube channel switcher email or YouTube channel. What you want is switch between channels and accounts. You want to actually go to YouTube's Google's help about switching. The reason why you want to go to the help is because once you get to the help, it is actually going to show you what to do if you have multiple accounts. You can manage up to 100 YouTube channels. You just have to use a brand account. So when you click on use a brand account, or it might actually have the link down here where you can go in and switch accounts, studio, YouTube. Yes. So you can click on any of these links. For me, I'm already logged in, so it might not send me directly to that page. But if you go to the YouTube support, go to channel switcher, it is going to take you to the YouTube brand accounts. With the YouTube brand accounts, like I said, you can use any email address at all. Doesn't matter which one, and it will let you start a channel. So that's your main thing, is that starting a channel is not, like I said, it's not hard, it's not difficult, it's just complicated. There's a bunch of steps. And so if you don't, and if the information isn't, like, if for some reason you're, you have a channel that you started before and you don't know where it is and all that stuff, you won't see the create a channel button. That's not going to be there. So I don't want you to lose out because that little create a channel button's not there. Now, once you do get into your YouTube channel, it's actually really, really smooth sailing from there, because you can customize your channel. You can do whatever you want with your channel, and it is really, really easy. So there's a few things I want to show you real quick. We're going to go over them in the little show and tell area, but I want to show you just by showing you what it looks like over inside of YouTube. So if I am in YouTube as my business, where my business account lives, I can go to my channel. Okay, good. There's some videos. So it actually does have videos up there. I have 12 subscribers. I'm balling out of control. And so I don't use this YouTube channel for content for the external world. For the most part, I actually use this YouTube channel for clients. Like, I actually put videos up and then keep them unlisted and send them to my clients so that they can watch them directly. It's one of my biggest methods of using YouTube, is that way. That's one little tip for how you can use YouTube. So I'm going to go over to, once the channel is created, I can go over to customize my channel. And this is where all of the magic happens with YouTube. This is going to take you to the YouTube Studio. The YouTube Studio is where all of the customization for your YouTube channel occurs. There's so many different customizations that you can do. And within the YouTube universe, you want to do basically all of them. So when I hit customize my channel, it immediately went to the profile section. Over on the left side, you can see it says customize, a customization, and it's got the little magic wand next to it. This is what you're going to customize. You can put up a banner. You can put up your profile picture. You can change the name of your channel. You can put a handle. @ handle is how people find you. So you can put @ For like Score Cleveland, they could put at Score Cleveland. And then whenever someone wants to go to their channel, they would just have to go to YouTube and type in at Score Cleveland, and it would take them directly to Score Cleveland's channel. So whatever it is that your brand is that you want people to follow you under, you would put that at handle, just like any other platform. So just like Instagram, just like Facebook, just like Twitter, it's at, and then whatever the name is. And to keep things simple, you would want to use the same at handle that you're using for every platform. One of the biggest tips I can give you today is that you do not want to have different handles on all the different platforms. You want to have the same handle across all platforms because it makes you very searchable. That means that essentially your business owns that term. My term is PRM results. I own that term. If you type that term in anywhere, it is going to pop up my LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's going to pop up everywhere because I use the exact same term for every handle for every business for every platform is exactly the same. And then some of you were like, you're wondering, where do I change my link or whatever? This is how you control the link. You cannot change the channel URL, but you can control it by having it be an at handle that you choose. So you get to select that. And then you get to put in a description. This is where AI is very helpful. If you're not playing around with AI already, and you have a hard time coming up with a description, it tells you what your character, well, actually, maybe it doesn't. No, it actually doesn't have a character limit, just showing up there. Once you click in the box, it tells you that you have 1,000 characters. And so you can go over to your friendly gemini.google.com and type in, I need a description of my business for my YouTube channel. Like what does my business do? Give it some information about what your business does and how you work and what your clients are and all that jazz. And it'll pop out a nice description for your YouTube channel. So that is exactly how you want to fill in your description. And again, you cannot change that channel URL, but if you have an at handle, it doesn't matter. You don't need to change it. In addition to that, you can put in an email address, and you can also put in links to your website and a bunch of other things. So if you have a website that you want people to go to, or if instead you want to send them to your LinkedIn profile, or if you want to send them to your TikTok account, wherever it is you want to send people who come to your YouTube channel, you can actually use those links to send people to those places. So very, very useful. Fill in all of that information inside of the customization area before you upload any videos. Now, when I say before you upload a video, I don't mean like it's the most important thing on the planet. You can change any of this stuff later. That's the reason why I say do it before you put up a video, because you can change it. If you decide later, oh no, you know what, I'm going to change the name of my channel. I'm going to put up a different logo. I'm going to put up a picture of my face instead because I'm the brand. And that's very much possible. You could be the face of your brand. And so you want to put up a picture of yourself. Whatever it is, you can change it later. YouTube isn't one of those platforms that doesn't let you change everything. It has you have the ability to change basically anything at any point. It's kind of nice. Okay. See, you're learning something already. Okay. You guys are great. So customizing your YouTube channel is very, very important. Super important. Please do it as much as possible. The other thing you can do with your customization is to start planning out how you want people to see your content. So you can customize the layout of your channel. So if you have ever been to someone's channel and went, how did they do that? Like, I'm going to go to one of my favorite YouTube channels just to show you one of my favorite ways I've ever seen a YouTube channel customized. If you ever want to find something directly on a platform, type in the URL like youtube.com and then colon, and then type in the thing you want. And you're almost guaranteed to get it immediately. So there you go. Like, this is one of those little secrets that is a legacy from the library, where nowadays you can still do it and it actually works really well. So what is this channel? This is the Chill Hop Music channel. This is what I actually start my day with every single day. I do journaling first thing in the morning, and I go and open up my TV or turn my TV on and open up the Chill Hop Music channel so that I can watch this raccoon relive his entire childhood. And why? I don't know. I don't know how I got attached to this poor raccoon, but I've grown attached to the raccoon. So why am I on this channel? What I want to show you is the ability to customize that you have. This channel puts out any number of content all the time. They have live streams playing 24/7. If you are just like, I need some background noise, the Chill Hop Radio is always live streaming on YouTube all the time. It's literally 24/7. There are 1,000 people watching one of the videos and 651 watching the other one. That's how popular these people are. So in addition to that, they have a bunch of ways that they organize their content. They have big beat mixes to study by. They have compilation videos. They have year-end mixes where they mix up all the new videos that they created for the year. They have their channel members, because it's a channel that you can have membership in. All of these are custom created. And you could do the same thing. That's the reason why I'm showing it to you. There is absolutely nothing special about Chill Hop. They are not fancy. They are not paying money to have their channel organized that way. Anyone can organize their channel just like that. So when you are creating your YouTube channel, you're going to want to customize it. In the little section that says Home tabs is where you can customize your YouTube channel. You can change the layout, you can change what it says, you can add any type of playlist, and you can change the language around what the playlist is saying. So it is your world, y'all. You can do whatever you'd like to do. It's just a matter of you deciding, and it gives you up to 12 sections to do that. So what I want to know from you guys in the chat, if you were going to create topic-based playlists based on what you already do or what you're thinking about doing, what would those like top 3 topics be that you could organize in a playlist? You could say, for me, I'm going to give you an example. I talk a lot about branding. So I might have an entire playlist that's just videos on branding. I also talk a lot about creating video. So I could have an entire playlist just about creating video content and how to create video content. I also talk a lot about social media. So I can have an entire playlist just on social media. So what are the like 3 topics that you think you could have on a playlist, like 3 different playlists, so that you can organize your channel to get people to watch more content? Michelle, this is absolutely, it is not just being recorded, it is actually being live streamed right now on YouTube. So you can go back and watch it immediately after it's over, but it is being recorded and Gwen's gonna send out the recordings afterwards. Okay, so you got all of this organization that you can do. You got featured sections, all of these things. It is amazing what you can do in YouTube. They give you so much control. Like I said, up to 12 sections that you can organize. I'm still looking for it in the chat, y'all. Tell me what your 3 things are. I've already shown you that you can brand your channel. So you can put up your own banner, you can put up your own logo. I highly encourage you to think about whether you want to use a logo or use your face, because YouTube is a very person-to-person platform. And as you just saw with the Chill Hop channel, even though Chill Hop music is not about anything, it is just a music channel, they actually created a mascot in order to give people something to look for. And so that is like that raccoon is the mascot for the channel. And so instead of like, sometimes instead of their little CH logo for Chill Hop, they actually have the raccoon sitting there with headphones on is their logo for the channel. So that's what I mean by like, it doesn't have to be your logo. What is it that you want to do? How do you want to represent it? Ooh, Terry, I love that. Work from home organization, work from home connection, work from home empowerment. I'm assuming that WFH stands for work from home. So yeah, so like you can have all of your playlists organized around different topics for working from home. Very, very smart. So that is the kind of thing that I want you to be thinking. It's like, how do I organize my channels in ways that's going to make easy for people to go, oh yeah, I can watch 12 videos about that. I can watch 12 videos about this. I can watch a bunch of videos about that, because that's really what it's all about. I already told you you can do your channel customization and do all that. That's like your basic info stuff. Now, you've seen the Chill Hop station, but now here's another example of someone who has a customized channel. and they're using their personal face as the face of the brand. So they actually have, oh, see, we know this guy. So you actually have a person, you have a face, and this person is in the videos actually making, the content. And so if you are if you're that brand, if you're going to be the person, sometimes it's better to actually have your name and your face be the name and the face of the YouTube channel. It's not so cut and dry. Like back in the old days, everyone who had a YouTube channel had either a moniker, meaning they didn't go by their own name. They had a channel name like DIY creators, but a lot more people are starting to rebrand their channels, their name, and just being like, hey, I'm Alicia Taylor. Like I'm not Alicia Taylor, but they're like, out there just saying, hey, I'm this person and I have a fashion channel and I do, outfits of the day or whatever. Instead of saying like, I'm Miss Mix or, Miss More Style. They're just putting their name out there because it is a lot easier to get people to connect with you across different platforms if you're using your name. Now, for those of us who do stuff that isn't like your face, isn't the brand, like you are a landscaper, you are an architecture firm, you are not the face of your brand, then let's think about the chill hop version of reality. Again, is there a way for you to have a channel mascot? Is there a way for you to have a channel representative that is a face? It could be your logo. It doesn't have to be your face. But what does that look like for your brand? How can you personalize it for people? Because people do love learning from faces. They like learning from people. Now, I'm saying all of that. And there are plenty of faceless YouTube channels that do extraordinarily well. The Chill Hop one is a great one. I have no idea what the faces of the people who are creating the Chill Hop content look like. All I got is a raccoon and his friends. Like that is it. That is what that looks like. And there are other YouTubers that I follow that I don't know what their faces look like because they don't show them in the videos. So it's not always about having to be the face of the brand. It's just trying to figure out what it is exactly that the content needs. What does the audience need to see and how does that need to be represented on your channel? Okay. So yes, you can name the channel something one day and then change the name of the channel later. It's one of the best things about YouTube is that you're not stuck. So if you like I said, if you want to start out as DIY creator and then go to using your name, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. YouTube does not care. It'll say it'll take like 7 days to make the change. Half the time it doesn't. What they really want to do is just make sure that it's not stealing someone else's brand. So they do like brand checks to make sure that you're not naming yourself Gucci Mane because Gucci Mane already exists. And so you want to make sure that we're not like brand borrowing or stealing. That's pretty much it. And then once they've identified that, then they can let you have that channel. Now, why do I thank y'all playing along. You're giving me stuff in the chat. I love that. How to make things, recipes for modification, housing for the homeless. I love all of these different things, gardening, Africa, sewing, mental health issues. You can have a whole playlist for depression, anxiety, another one for anxiety, another one for trauma. There are so many different ways that you can organize your content. Now, what and why? Why is channel organization important? Because when someone finds you on YouTube, the goal you should have, and what YouTube's goal is it's not just me, this is YouTube's goal. YouTube's goal is for people to watch more than one video. So even if they found you because they were looking for abuse support for a niece or a nephew, right? They were looking for support for a child who is experiencing abuse, and that's what they were trying to find out information, and you have that on your channel. They found you. The thing is that likely there's some bit of information that's missing from your video, something that they still need to know. And what YouTube hopes you're doing is creating a bunch of videos to help that person all the way through resolution, all the way through to the point where that kid is healthy and happy and whole. Now, you can't start with all of that content. No one can. Please, Benedetti, do not try to do that. Like, do not try to start out with everything you need to know about depression, everything you need to know about anxiety, and everything you need to know about trauma. No one is suggesting you do that. But when you do put content out, if you organize it into tracks, organize it into playlists, when you start getting more organic traffic and you start getting people who find you, then what YouTube does is that they suggest your videos. They suggest your videos next. They don't just send people to other people's content. And if you create playlists, then essentially YouTube knows which videos you think should go next. It's very, very nice. That way, you are sending people on a real journey, not just kind of haphazardly floating from one thing to the next to the next. You're saying, hey, if you want to know more about this topic, watch these 12 videos, watch these 3 videos, watch these 4 videos. And believe me, people will. When people are using YouTube to find search-based information, they really are hungry for as much content as they can. There's data on this. People don't watch one video and walk away. They watch multiple videos for sure. So if you're at the beginning and you guys have your list, I love that you have your list that you're thinking of. Now it's time for us to think about the videos that we're creating in the first place. Not many of you said that you have YouTube that you already started. So I'm going to ask another question in the chat. Give me a 1 if you already have a YouTube channel and a 2 if you don't. So 1 if you already have the channels created and a 2 if you don't. Okay, we got a lot of 2s coming up. So a lot of people who don't even have the channel yet. So for everyone who's putting in 1, I want to tell you one major secret. You do not have to get rid of all the videos on your channel and start over again from scratch. You do not need to start a new YouTube channel because you hate everything you were doing before and you don't want to do that anymore. You do not need to do that. You do not need to erase all of those things and start over. You can simply go into the YouTube channel you already have and rebrand it. And you can either playlist all of your old videos and say something like archives, y'all, it's the archives, like put in there archives and just have everything in the old archives list, and then put out your new content with your new playlist. Bam, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. You brand new, right? So don't go out there erasing everything and getting rid of your content, please, because content is king, y'all. We cannot afford to just be erasing stuff. Like, we cannot afford to just be letting it go. You don't know what value that has for people. Don't let it go. Don't do that. And then for everyone who is new and everyone who is restarting because you had a YouTube channel, maybe you didn't do enough with it and you feel like you need to restart everything. The one thing I want you to know is that your phone is perfectly fine. You do not need to go buy some fancy camera. And nowadays, a fancy camera is only like $200. So it's not even about it being expensive. It's about the fact you don't need to do it. You already paid several $1,000s likely for the phone that you have. Use it. There is almost no phone on the market that has a camera so bad that you cannot use it to do YouTube. And if you want, you can do what I'm doing right now. I have a webcam, a ring light, and I usually have a microphone. I don't have a microphone on right now. But that's it. I got a $22 mic, a $60 webcam, and like a $10 ring light. Like, y'all, it does not have to be complicated. Like this, it's like, keep it simple, keep it cheap, because if you try to wait until you have all of the right equipment, then the equipment isn't really the problem. It is you delaying, right? Like we are delaying ourselves, waiting for perfection. And that is not what your audience needs. Your audience needs the information that's in your head. The audience needs to know what your story is. They need you to help them. And so we're going to stop procrastinating. We're not going to do that anymore. And we're just going to use our phones, and we're going to use like literally a cup as a tripod. Like, y'all, does not have to be fancy. So what we're going to decide though is what story we're going to tell. So before, you guys gave me a bunch of playlists. And if you think about your playlist first, this is a really good strategy. Think about the playlist that you have that you guys said you wanted to do. Now, how can you turn that playlist into a story? Not one story, but a stream of stories. What is the recovery process or the lifelong process for people with depression? What does that look like? How do we tell that story and give every single video a different purpose while telling the story of recovering and living with depression? That is a playlist. So the playlist is not just a way to organize content. It is a way for you to organize your brain so that you can say, okay, if I'm going to create content around depression, I'm not just going to create a video about depression. I am going to try to create 10 videos where I'm going to start with one topic and then end with another. And in between, they are stepping someone through a process. You don't have to label the videos part 1, part 2, part 3. You ain't got to do all that. There are already natural cut points in all of this stuff, in the stories that you're telling, in the journeys that you're taking people on. If you think about every playlist as a transformation, then that's easy, because every transformation journey has a journey. There's ups, there's downs, there's ins, there's outs, there's different examples of different successes, different examples of different failures, there's different interactions with different people. Man, you could have an entire playlist just on family interactions with depression. Like, I mean, that is a challenge in and of itself, because people just be peopling and you out here with depression trying to live your life. It's like, that is a whole topic. So you can have a whole playlist about how to like deal with your parents when you are depressed and they don't understand you. Like, there's a lot of stuff there. So when I talk about like, what's the story, y'all, what's the story? So again, Erica, great question. It depends. So Erica asked, how long should the video be? Let's talk about it. I'm going to talk about that. Now, I said, what's the purpose? What's the playlist? What's the topic? But then also, who is the star? A lot of people feel like, oh no, I don't want to be on camera. I'm okay with you not being on camera. It does not matter. There are plenty of faceless YouTube channels out there doing just fine. But every video has to have a star. It has to have a focal point. So what is the focus of this video? If you are not familiar with this genre of YouTube, there is an entire genre of YouTube dedicated to envelope stuffing. If you don't know what I mean when I say envelope stuffing, I got questions, okay? I got questions about why you don't know what envelope stuffing is, because how have you not been in the same YouTube as me? But envelope stuffing is when people do envelope-based budgeting. Like every month, they have a set of envelopes and they fill them with cash in order to prepare their monthly budget. Most of the envelope stuffing videos do not have a person's face in them. There is an entire genre of YouTube all about weekly and monthly planning. All of those girlies are using their top-down video to show their hand, recording the process of planning, and that is it. So don't feel like your face has to be on camera. You can do video without being the face of the video, as long as you know what the star of the video is, okay? So let's talk about video length and video story. So remember, I had talked about what's the story? Like, I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. So the story here can be 3 basic types of story. There's your business story, which is the story about the business. Who are you, or who is your business? So again, if you have a landscaping business, the story might be about why you started the landscaping business, but it could be any number of stories along the way. People love behind the scenes stories of businesses. So you could like do an entire playlist of like starting the business, where you do a video about your first truck. You do a video about the best landscaping job you ever did and the worst landscaping job you ever did. You could do a video about the time you got praised for the thing you were most disappointed in. That happens all the time with business owners. Where you're like, why are you praising me? I hate this. So like, you can do a video about all these things, and these are all business story videos, all of them. People love to hear your story. So once they actually resonate with you, they want to know everything about you. So give them the story, tell them all about yourself. And then there's your product story. This is where you actually talk about what you do, which for some of you, that's the core topic of depression, the core topic of trauma, the core topic of child abuse or rehoming people, or whatever that core topic is. So that's when you put up that product or service story. That's the idea of truly, what's the playlist, what's the transformation, and how does your business work people through to that transformation? Every business, regardless of what type of business it is, using the landscape example, has a transformation. One of my favorite genres of video, again, y'all, I watch YouTube a lot. One of my favorite is backyard transformations, like watching an entire like 15 or 20-minute long video that's a time lapse of like 14 weeks of someone having their entire backyard transformed by a single company. The companies that put that out, all of them are actually doing this stuff in real life in like New Jersey and in Florida, and they're doing these transformations and they're getting tons of business from it. And all they're doing is recording the work that they literally do every day. Like they're out there doing the job and they're just recording themselves doing the job. And if you think, why would anybody watch that? Y'all, there are people who are watching someone mow a lawn. There are literally a genre of YouTube that is like yard transformation, meaning I can't see my sidewalk. And then that's the video is like uncovering the like beauty that was underneath this overgrown yard. If you don't believe me, just go on out there and look. There's stuff in YouTube that you're like, really? People watch that? And hundreds of views. I watch a raccoon do nothing. Like he just walks sometimes. It's literally all he's doing. I'm not literally watching it, I'm listening to it. And so, y'all, there's so much out there. So whatever crazy idea you have, plenty of people are doing crazy stuff. And then the last one are promo videos, videos where you are promoting things and actually talking about products or services that you want to get out there. Those are going to be the least videos that you do. Like you shouldn't do those a lot because they're not permanent. For your YouTube channel, you really want the videos that you put out there to be timeless, essentially. So a video that anyone could watch at any time. If you put it up right now, 2 years from now, someone could still watch that video and get some use out of it. So now let's get to the question of length. Best practices. So you should make sure that you start your video as clean as possible. I'm going to give you guys a little secret. You want to start your video with a hook. Hooks are your friends, right? And oh, Erica, that's a great question. I'll get to that in a second. Hooks are your friend. It doesn't matter how long the video is. So you might think that video length matters a lot because we live in a 60-second, 2-minute, 10-minute video world. The problem, of course, is that the reason why TikTok has gone to 10-minute long videos is because people watch 10-minute long videos. People will sit and watch an hour-long video about someone else's house in New Jersey that they've never met and they're never going to meet. And they're just going room by room talking about where they got this couch. People will watch it. It's not about length. It's about interest. So if someone is interested in this topic, it's almost no such thing as a video that's too long. If you are going to tell me about why my husband's childhood trauma is causing him to be kind of a dick about this, thing that we're trying to pick a vacation spot and I can't get him to decide, and you're going to tell me why, I will watch that for an hour. Please solve my husband for me, right? Like everybody has these things that it doesn't matter how long it takes. As long as you help me get to my answer, I don't care. So yes, there is priority for shorter videos. And when I say priority, I mean people will prioritize watching a shorter video over a longer video. But that really is only about as big as the problem. So the bigger your problem, the bigger the thing the video is about, the longer it can be. That's your real answer. So if you are like out here solving world peace, then yes, you can have a video for as long as you want. So the question about YouTube videos and your Google business profile. Google business profiles don't love video. That is one of the most obnoxious things about your your Google business profile. I love Google. I love the business profile. It's a great asset. You can put pictures up there all day. It absolutely loves them. It does not like video. So it's very persnickety about length and like all of the aspects of video. So you do not want to try to have your YouTube videos up on your Google profile because it's just not going to work, right? Okay, so Eric is asking about monetization for your YouTube channel. I will talk about that in a second. So there are common techniques for doing videos. Like I said, you don't have to be on camera. You can do any number of video types, point and shoot, told with text, animation. I have tried to give you guys a bunch of different examples of different video types because a lot of people, like I said, can do interviews where you're not even on the camera, someone else is. There's all sorts of things you can do. Don't feel constrained by like needing it to be a certain type of format. Format doesn't matter so much as content. Content matters. Now, it says here that you should have some tips, but the tips are going in reverse order. Sound is the most important thing. People will not watch a YouTube video they can't hear. So even if you think, oh, the majority of people watch video without sound, that only counts on social media. So people will watch an Instagram reel, they will watch a Facebook video, they will watch a TikTok. I watch TikToks on silent almost all the time because I just use the captions to tell me what's going on. But I will not, under any circumstances, watch a YouTube video silently, because I'm watching the YouTube video for entertainment, for information. I'm watching it to hear it. And so your audio needs to be good. That's like the number one thing. Lighting is okay. Like my lighting is changing because it's getting dark outside and all that. That's fine. Don't worry about your lighting too much. As long as people can hear you, it's not as much of an obstacle if they can't see you. If they can't see you well, like I am a brown person, y'all. Lighting is a challenge. Shoot your videos during the daytime if you can, because it's the best way to get some good light. And then it says here, space is cluttered. I have watched videos of people sitting in their bed with an entire pile of clothes behind them while they were telling me about something. So don't feel like the space needs to be perfect, because the reality is, if the topic is right, it doesn't matter what the background looks like. Plus, almost every video content can be green screened. YouTube actually has the ability to do that in YouTube Studio. So even if you think, oh, well, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So let's talk about music, sound. You have an access to the YouTube library. Everybody does. As soon as you have a YouTube channel, there's a free audio library. So if you're thinking you want to add music, you want to add sound effects, when I say it's a free audio library, it's huge and it's completely free. You do not need to pay for Epidemic Sound or whatever the other platforms are. You can get this content for free, and it is already Creative Commons approved. Once you get to that point, it's just uploading content from here. You go in, you upload your video, and you add in your description and all that jazz. Now, for those of you who are thinking that you want to do YouTube to make money, let me answer that question. Yes, you can do YouTube to make money. Currently, it is 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and there's one other criteria. I can't remember what the third one is. 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours is the standard. There is a modification, I think, for shorts. And so if you get all of your views through shorts, it might actually be quicker. Shorts are short videos that are less than 60 seconds long. If you upload a video that's less than 60 seconds, YouTube will automatically categorize it as a short, period. You don't have to do anything special. You can use your phone or you can use the YouTube platform on your computer to upload videos. It doesn't care. So there's no priority to doing it one way or another at all. Editing software. You guys are asking fantastic questions. So if you are trying to edit, let me get through this video elements thing here. It's not that important. You upload, you check the list. It tells you whether or not there's anything wrong with it, and then you're ready to go. This is a big deal. Your visibility. You want to make sure that if you are going to have people who are strangers who want to watch your video needs to be public. That's it. Like, it just needs to be public. And then the other thing is that there is a designation for whether or not your videos are for children. The answer is no, your videos are not for children. Unless you're literally making video content only for children, then it's for children. Otherwise, it's not for children. Because what that does is actually it decreases your visibility. It does not increase it. So don't say it's for children, because there's a lot of regulations around children and publishing content. So once you've done all that, you're done. Your video is visible and you can start sharing it. Now, this is really important. You need to, well, do shorts. They're very useful. You need to share your content. You need to actually get it out there. There is an entire YouTube channel all about how to do YouTube if you want to be a creator. So if you're Eric and you're thinking you want to do this for a living, you want to get paid to do YouTube, first of all, start with shorts. That's going to be my best advice, because shorts get more visibility just immediately than any other content, because YouTube is pushing shorts. But other than that, it doesn't quite matter. You can do all sorts of other content. My favorite platform right now for editing content, editing video content, is CapCut. That's CapCut. So CapCut is great because, let me go to CapCut real quick. The mobile app for it is amazing. And a lot of us are recording our videos via our phones and we want to edit on the fly. And it's a great editor. You can edit from anywhere and it goes back and forth. So it is a online editing tool. It's not just a, you don't have to download it like Adobe Premiere or whatever. It's not on your machine. It's just in the internet. So you could go to the library and start working on your videos. It automatically logged me in. So as I actually do use CapCut, I am not just saying that. I use the video editor myself. So I can skip all this stuff and you guys don't need to see all that. But it is a really great platform for editing videos. It's fantastic for it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Is it okay if you're part of a brand that allows you to use their videos to promote their content on your site? Of course. So if you have a way of doing sponsored content or doing promoted content, go ahead, do so. If it fits with your brand. I would not do it if it was something that didn't fit with my brand. Again, thinking about the story that you're trying to tell. So your business has a story. Does this story that this other business is telling mesh with your story? Yeah, in the chat, in the comments, I want you to tell me what you learned. What did you not know that you now know before we got started? And while you're talking about that, I'm going to tell you what your next steps are. So tell me in the comments, what do you now know that you did not know before? So first things first, stop being shy. All of you twos out there need to go create your channel. Create your channel. Upload a video. Do not make this hard, right? Please don't make it hard on yourself. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to know exactly what the content's going to be. You don't have to have everything mapped out. Just get started. There's so many resources available to y'all. I promise you. Okay. Yes, archive. Don't delete your videos. If you want to have the help of people while you're creating videos, you can. There's actually an entire YouTube like dedicated to helping you do that if you're doing advertising. And also there's a Grow with Google YouTube channel that has videos like this up on it all the time. So I'm on there. I'm talking about advertising and a bunch of other things if you head over to that YouTube channel. YouTube has a lot of great information on it just in general, but there's some very specific things to help business owners if you follow the YouTube Grow with Google channel. It's a great one. And yes, organize your content, y'all. I'm glad. I'm looking at all the stuff you're telling me. Now, if you are interested in learning more, Grow with Google has resources all over the place. Just go, again, head over to their YouTube channel and you can find out more information. Other than that, I think I'm good to go. I think I have given you all of the things. Long videos are acceptable. Yes, they are. I just watched a 50-minute video earlier today. You're like, where did you watch it? I taught 4 classes and watched a 50-minute video and did my hair. Like the two were happening at the same time, though. I was watching the video and doing my hair at the same time. Okay, y'all, I hope that this encouraged you to get out there, do YouTube, get yourself out there. Don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about everything being just so. Just start. CapCut. It's good software. I'm glad you guys did. Thank you. I'm glad you like my hair. Okay, guys.
Hey, well, thank you, Lindsay. And I have to ask the registrants, did I lie? So, well, make sure you visit our website, score.org, to learn about other upcoming webinars, including you'll see more from Lindsay. And with that, we're going to sign off. Thanks so much. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.